Didum, didum, didum. Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to another time lapse here on my channel. Brand new one here. This is some fan art of one of my favorite anime series called Kyousougiga. I don't know if it has an English name, actually, now that I think about it. But the prompt for this one was reflect. And I was trying to think of what am I going to do with reflect? And I thought of basically this series takes place in like a mirrored alternate version of the city of Kyoto. So I thought that was a cool idea of using the word reflect like that. So I'm drawing the main character here. Her name is Koto, and she has a giant hammer. So that's what that is. If you don't know the series, this probably won't make too much sense, but if you do, it will. It's kind of one of those things. So, but I had a lot of fun with this. I really like the result. Like every 5 or 6 drawings I find I do, it's maybe something like that. Like maybe every 10, 1 in 10 will be like really good. And I feel like that was one of those really good ones. Every now and then you do something and it just works, right? So that's actually one of the things I want to mention about this drawing is, usually when I'm drawing something, I'll get held up in, certain places. Like usually I struggle with the hair or like perspective and foreshortening. There's like constant problems that I have issues with. I kind of struggle with the foreshortening on this one, sort of, in relation to the legs and particularly the feet. I think I did them a little too small. That's about the only thing. But what I want to mention is that I didn't really feel like I got held up anywhere. I was able to just keep moving forward and keep kind of do what I need to do and then move up to the next layer, clean it up and then just keep moving forward, right? I was able to do that really well. So I'm pretty happy with the result. I feel like I was able to do a lot more than I usually do in the same amount of time, right? I think this was 4 days of work. It might be 5. I think one of the days I drew a little longer. Usually I do 2 to 2.5 hours per day. This is 16 times speed, by the way. So I'm trying to remember. It was either 4 or 5 days. I can't remember. But it's like, 12 hours, something like that in total. 12 to 15 hours, right? So you could see me kind of fiddling with the composition on day 1 here. There are a number of things I wouldn't say struggled with in this case, because I think the only thing I really struggled with in terms of what I mean, I feel like I was stuck and I just couldn't figure it out, was the shoes, which is why after I finished this drawing, I took a day off to practice shoes in particular, right? So, but you could see just a brief glance there of the background. I'm kind of way up in the sky with this figure, and there's a really tall tower to the side there, and then there's kind of like it looks like the Earth. I think it is the Earth. I honestly can't remember. I haven't watched this series in a long time, but the background is really, there's a lot going on, and I kind of struggled to make the background look, add like as much depth, pardon me, as I wanted to. So you could see me kind of fiddling with the rulers here. I was thinking about kind of laying out like a grid for the city that is below on the ground there. And I think the issue I had is that I didn't really warp the grid enough. So each of the squares, you'll see as I go forward when I start drawing in the city, they don't really, because I drew, how do I explain this? You'll see it as it gets further along, right? But I laid out like a grid initially, and each kind of cell of that grid was more or less the same size. So because of that, the houses and the buildings that I wanted to put kind of more in the distance wound up being about the same size as the ones closer. So it was kind of my first time drawing this sort of a thing in this manner, right? And I didn't really realize that would have happened, but it kind of did. So, you kind of have to make mistakes before you realize that you're even doing something wrong, right? So I know for next time, if I want to do something similar like this, I need to make sure that I'm kind of warping the perspective a little bit as it gets further away, right? Unless well, it all depends on the camera lens, I guess. I don't know. I'm still a noob with perspective, so either way. What else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, this tower. So there's a tower to the character's right that's kind of I wanted to have a kind of a fisheye feel. And I really struggled with trying to find out how to kind of bring the tower down to the ground. I couldn't think TH, not F. I couldn't think if I wanted to kind of show the tower kind of connecting below, or if I wanted to have it go off screen and kind of bend it. That was another thing I kind of struggled with. But again, I was able to figure it out. Like, I didn't get stumped. And that's kind of the moral of the story with this one. The moral of the story? That's kind of the theme here. I didn't get stumped anywhere. I just had fun, and I just kept doodling and kept going and kept moving forward. So, yeah. I usually struggle with things like hair, shadows, the face. You know, the whole sketching phase is usually pretty loose for me. And I kind of have trouble bringing that up to the next layer. But this time around, I did a good job of it. So that's like the main thing I want to say about at least the process. I think compositionally, this one was also a lot of fun. You could see me kind of like messing with these features. I have the character in the middle, I've got the tower, and then the earth up there. And then her two little friends. I think they're her brothers. I can't really remember. It's a really cool series. It's basically about family. So I'm assuming they are her brothers. I don't know. It's been a long time, like 10 years since I watched it or whatever, right? So, is there anything else I want to say? I guess not really. This one was a lot of fun. Like I said before, it's probably my favorite drawing that I've done so far. There's maybe one or two other contenders for that, but it's up there. So I'm really proud of this one. Really happy with it, and it was a lot of fun all the way through. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll be back with some more time lapses in the future as well, and I'm gonna try and get these up faster. I keep mentioning it, right? But I'm still a little behind. I'm like a week behind on the upload, so I'm trying to get these recorded quick and edited together and whatnot. Do I have anything else to say? I guess not, eh? Thanks again, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one, eh? Take care, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.
you.